Welcome back, America. I'm Hugh Hewitt. Time to check in with Ty Lasater of KeyCity Capital, keycitycapital.com/Hugh. They are a great sponsor of my show. I'm an investor with KeyCity Capital, but I always tell people you can't get into the fund. I joined 2 years ago. It's closed. You have to get the prospectus and read it. It's only for accredited investors. Good morning, Ty. How are you?
Good morning, Hugh. I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm great, but I've got bad news for renters and good news for people who invest with KeyCity Capital. Yesterday's Ellis News items reported from CNN. The dream of home ownership feels out of reach for most American families. The CNN poll found that 90% of renters younger than 45 say they'd like to buy a house, but they can't afford it. That's good news for the apartment business, isn't it, Ty?
Well, that's great news. I was actually talking to an investor of ours yesterday. He's a real estate broker and telling me just how hard his job is right now. And he's got people that are looking for a home. He's got people that want to buy. And unfortunately, with today's market and today's economy and where America is going, those buyers just can't afford. So there's people that are holding on to the homes that they have, and people are having to look to rent. And we're quickly becoming much more like a European nation. We're coming a renters nation. And there's some demographics, there's some age groups that are looking for that. You've got some of the baby boomers that are looking for less maintenance that they have to do on the place that they live in. You've got some of the younger generations that are looking to be a little bit more flexible. They want to have a place in two locations so they can have some flexibility. With the growing work from home or work from anywhere space that we're seeing now, and so that flexibility in renting allows that for some of the younger generations, and it works out great for groups like us and our investors. I've had more and more investors coming to us and saying, "Hey, look, we're looking for those four keys to wealth: cash flow, equity appreciation, and tax advantages in our investments." And that's what some of our investments do. That's what our real estate investments do.
Ty Lassiter, who is the average investor in Key City Capital? I'm one of them because I'm older, and of course I want my money to grow, but I also don't want it to be risky, so I want to diversify. That's why we invested with keycitycapital.com/Hugh. Who's the average demographic, though? Is it just me?
Well, definitely, you're unique, Hugh. Come on now, you're not the average. But no, the average investor. We've got doctors, we've got attorneys, we've got lawyers, but we've also got special focused professionals that were engineers. I've got a former Ford engineer who helped design or redesign the new Shelby Mustang engine. But it's individuals who have done a great job earning income, and they've done a good job savings. They're worth anywhere from $1 million to $2 million, up to 10, 15, and we've got some investors that are even worth $50 million and more. Our bread and butter, though, is typically between $3 and $7 million, and they're looking to either retire sooner or they're looking to live off of their retirement, and they want that money working for them as hard as they worked for it. And so that's what we do. I've had a bunch of investors. In the past, we had investors that weren't taking cash flow and cash distributions. I've got investors that are looking for that now. So we've changed a little bit of what we're doing. Every purchase that we've always done in the past, we've used some form of debt along with investor dollars. We're looking at buying properties cash right now with the way that interest rates are and as high as interest rates are. I would rather our cash flow being going to our investors, for all of you who are investors, instead of going to the bank. And so we're looking at buying cash. And when we buy a property all cash, those properties will put off anywhere from 5 to 7% cash flow on an investor's money while that investment continues to grow and build equity and appreciate in value.
What is the fund that is open now, Ty?
We've got Fund 12 open. We've got two more acquisitions that we're targeting with Fund 12. We already have two properties in Fund 12, so I'm looking to wrap up Fund 12 here in the very near future. We've increased the amount that we're bringing into Fund 12 a little bit because we're doing those cash purchases, and we're not going to be putting that and pairing that with bank debt. So I've extended Fund 12 just a little bit longer. I expect that we'll be open for probably another 90 days at most. Last
All
week,
right.
we brought in $1 million, and so I'm looking to close that out.
If anyone wants to be in Fund 12, they got to get to keycitycapital.com/Hugh. Get the prospectus first. You have to be an accredited investor, and you have to know exactly what you're getting, and what you're getting is diversification. into the real estate market without any of the management headaches. Ty Lasater, CEO of KeyCityCapital.com. Great sponsor, great friend. Thank you, Ty. Don't go anywhere, America. Stay tuned. I'm Hugh Hewitt.
Portions of the Hugh Hewitt Show are brought to you in part by KeyCity Capital.